All right, let's just jump right in. We all know AI is changing basically everything, but the real question is, how do you actually manage that kind of transformation without getting totally left behind? Today, we're going to break down some incredible insights from a report by Virtualization Options LLC. They're a Colorado-based tech research firm that really lays out how to navigate this massive race to reskill.
And look, this isn't some abstract what-if scenario. This is happening right now. This quote from a chief digital officer at a Fortune 500 company just hits so hard. We planned our AI transformation and then boom, just 6 months later, half our assumptions were obsolete. That is the reality on the ground for so many people. So what's behind all this chaos? Well, it boils down to this: the new half-life of technical skills. Think about it. It used to be that your skills were solid for, 5, maybe 7 years? Today, that window is shrunk to a jaw-dropping 2 to 3 years. We literally have to learn at double the speed we used to just to keep up.
And that shrinking skills window brings us straight to the heart of the matter. We're calling it the problem: AI's breakneck speed. The tech isn't just advancing anymore, it's accelerating. It's rocketing forward faster than our old ways of working can possibly cope.
And check this out, because this is where it gets really telling. We've got this huge critical gap. Companies are adopting AI like crazy. 78% have already integrated it. But look at the maturity. How well are they actually using it? A measly 1%. It's like we're all buying Formula One cars, but nobody's learned how to drive stick yet.
This perfectly illustrates why the old playbook is just completely broken. We used to make these detailed, static 2-year plans and do all our training right at the beginning. With AI, that plan collapses as the tech shifts, and the training you did is basically useless in a matter of months. It's a recipe for stalled projects and a ton of wasted money.
So, what's the fallout from all this? What happens when the old playbook fails? Well, that's where the agitation really kicks in. We're talking about a widening capability gap. This is the point where the problem stops being a line on a chart and starts having very real, very serious costs, both for the business and for its people.
I mean, how widespread is this really? Get this. A staggering 71% of IT managers say AI skill shortages are their single biggest talent gap. 71%. This isn't some niche issue for a few tech companies. It's a full-blown talent crisis across the board. And let's not forget, behind all these percentages are actual people. You've got 82% of employees feeling like they're falling behind, that their jobs are changing faster than they can learn. Meanwhile, executives are worried sick their teams don't have the right skills, and yet only 12% of companies are actually doing something comprehensive about it. It creates this awful cycle of anxiety and stagnation.
Okay, I absolutely love this quote from Andrew Wang because it just perfectly frames the pivot we all need to make. He said, "The companies that win with AI aren't those with the most advanced technology. They're the ones that build the most effective learning ecosystems around that technology. It's not about who has the fanciest black box. It's about who learns the fastest."
And that powerful idea is our strategic turning point. It's about a new mandate to learn. We have to stop thinking about just installing new tech. The real goal is to build an organization that can constantly learn and adapt with the tech in real time.
Which, of course, brings us to the billion-dollar question, right? How on earth do you actually keep pace in this environment and build an advantage that actually lasts?
The answer lies in this concept: becoming a learning organization. And no, that's not just some corporate buzzword for a new training program. This is about a fundamental shift in your company's DNA. It's about making learning, adapting, and sharing knowledge as natural and as core to the business as breathing.
And the difference in approach is just night and day. On one side, you have traditional organizations that just react to AI, they stick it in silos, and they see training as a cost on a spreadsheet. But a learning organization, they adapt rapidly, they weave AI into everything, and they see learning for what it truly is, a core strategic investment.
Okay, so that's the what. Now for the how. How do you actually become a learning organization? Well, let's open up the playbook and get into the solution. This is the practical, step-by-step guide to making it happen. Let's make this real with an example. Take JP Chase. They didn't just roll out a generic intro to AI video and call it a day. No, they got incredibly specific. Executives learned how AI impacts strategic decisions, developers focused on building it responsibly, analysts mastered prompt engineering, even client-facing teams learned how to explain AI insights. That is what smart, targeted learning looks like. And here's the roadmap to build that for yourself.
The most important thing here is that this isn't a one-and-done project. It's a continuous loop. You start by figuring out where your gaps are. Then you build custom learning paths for your people. You use smart platforms to deliver that training, and you create feedback loops to keep getting better. But honestly, the first 4 steps are just mechanics if you don't nail the last 2. Fostering that culture and tying every single bit of training back to real business goals, that's the secret sauce.
So you do all this work. You build this incredible learning machine. What's in it for you? Let's talk about the payoff. And trust me, it is nothing less than a sustainable, long-term competitive advantage.
And the numbers back this up. We're not just talking theory here. 83%. That's how many companies that get this right report real, tangible reductions in their operational costs. That's money straight to the bottom line.
But it's not just about saving money. It's about making more. The very same teams, once they're properly empowered, see their productivity jump by an average of 40%. Just imagine what your teams could do with that kind of boost.
And finally, there's speed. A 62% average reduction in the time it takes to get critical business processes done. So let's just add it up. You're cheaper, you're more productive, and you're way, way faster. That's not just an edge, that's how you win. And all of this, every stat, every strategy, it all circles back to this one central, powerful idea. In a world changing this fast, the ability to learn and to keep learning is the only advantage that truly lasts. It was never about the tech, it has always been about the people.
So I'll leave you with one last question to really chew on. Take a hard, honest look at your own organization. Is it built like a fortress, designed to withstand the battles of the last decade? Or is it engineered more like a living organism, designed to learn, adapt, and absolutely thrive in the next one?